Hey guys, what's up? Dimitri here, world's #1 psychologist here at the Sake channel. But now we're gonna do something a little new, okay? This is something I'm gonna introduce. It's called GOAT TV. So obviously when you say GOAT, it's usually greatest of all time, and it usually relates to sports. And this is usually a discussion nowadays that usually goes between who is the best basketball player of all time, being either LeBron James or Michael Jordan, right? It's a very fun topic. It's one that I'm very passionate about, and we're gonna discuss it throughout days to come. And not only that, we're going to discuss other GOATs in different sports like soccer, baseball, boxing, basically all of my favorite sports, which are probably some of your favorite sports too. So, but before we start really like talking about, who's the GOAT of basketball or who's the GOAT in football or anything like that, we have to understand what the GOAT is. And I think not enough people really describe what's the formula for the GOAT. And I've broken it down into 3 categories. Let me know in the comments if you agree with this listing here. First up, we have offensive dominance, okay? You have to be able to provide offense. If we're talking, let's just say if we're talking about basketball, you gotta be able to score. You have to be able to use your offense and scoring to take over games, and you have to be clutch. That's the big one. The next thing is defensive dominance. Gotta play defense. Whether you are what we will call a protector, somebody who protects their basket or end zone or rim. If you're one of those type of people that just, knocks the ball away when somebody's trying to get into the net, end zone, basket, or what have you. If you're that, we'll call that a rim protector. If you are a weak side help defender, you're a guy that you may not guard the best player, but you're coming over to help somebody else out. A good example of this is Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi will help out and make a tackle in the midfield or in the back line and take it all the way through the midfield, all the way down to the net and score a goal. The other one is the shutdown defender. This is the one that, we talk about a lot of this in basketball and football. The guy that can shut down the best player on the opposing team, or the cornerback that can shut down the talented wide receiver / tight end on the opposing team. Defensive dominance, you have to be able to either stop the opposing player or team you have to be able to stop them from scoring their average. So if a basketball player averages 30 points a game and you can hold them down to 15, that's defensive dominance. If a team like, say, the Patriots scores 28 points a game and you hold them down to only 2 touchdowns, 14 points, then that's also considered a defensive dominance. Or you can stop them or stopping them when it counts the most. So this goes back to clutch. Stopping somebody in a clutch moment when, let's say, Steph Curry needs a 3, and you go up to him, lock him down one-on-one, and he can't cross over or step back or get any room for that open 3 and knock it down. Or he gets the space, but you're able to close it out really quick and stop him from getting a clean look at the basket and stop that open 3-point shot. And then we have to go into, like I said before with Lionel Messi, taking it from coast to coast, turnover offense. You get the steal or the block shot, and you take it down to the other end and score. You get the interception, you take it down and score. You capitalize on somebody's mistake, and you capitalize it by scoring, a game-winning shot in tennis or what have you. But turnover defense, being able to take someone else's mistake or stopping somebody else from doing what they need to do and then turn right back around and turn it into your own offense. That's a great example of defensive dominance. So there's offensive dominance, there's defensive dominance, and then the very last category is category number 3, and that is your accolades. And the accolades include the following: career stats, slugger percentage. Now the reason why I say slugger percentage is after we look at all your career stats, then we have to look at the point in times of your career that you were the hottest, all right? Like a slugger percentage in baseball is a period of time where they have a very high batting average of well over 300 or 400, like a slugger percentage of 600.6337. That's a big time slugger percentage. A period of time where you're hitting home runs left and right, you're hitting the ball time and time again. What we know in the sport of baseball, if you can hit 3 out of 10 pitches, you're basically a legend. Another really good example of this is Kobe Bryant's back-to-back 40-point games. He was scoring 40-point games left and right for about 10 or 11 games straight. Something incredible that we've never seen before. So what is your hottest moment, and how does that compare against the other greats? Then you gotta talk about all your trophies, all the tournaments you won, your MVPs, Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, all those accolades, first team, second team, all world, all conference, whatever it may be, right? Those accolades, those are also an important part of the accolades. And then you have your winning percentage. Listen, guys, you gotta win. You gotta win. There's no time to talk about an L if you're talking about being the best of all time. We understand that. So how much did you win? That's gonna always come into question. So that also has to do with how good your team is. But one way or another, you gotta win. The next is the one that most people talk about, is your titles. How many world championships have you won? And what is your percentage of winning those championships? There's always, especially with, LeBron and Jordan and Kobe, these are the ones that you always talk about. You always talk about those titles, right? And last but not least, and this is the one that's really sparking these discussions that I'm gonna have on my channel, is rivals. The people that you rival against are what make you legendary, okay? Ali, he had Sonny Liston, he had Frazier, he had George Foreman, right? Mayweather, he had Pacquiao, he had Miguel Cotto, he had Ricky Hatton, okay? Tom Brady, he had to overcome all types of different opponents, basically. Jordan, he had to overcome the Detroit Pistons, he had to overcome the Phoenix Suns with Charles Barkley, and he had to overcome the Utah Jazz, and he also had to overcome Magic Johnson and the Lakers, and Larry Bird and the Celtics, right? And there was also a man by the name of Clyde Drexler who played for the Blazers. He also had to overcome all of those rivalries, and did so. With rivalries, even when you talk about Leo Messi like we did earlier, you have to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and that rivalry. Rivalries are a big part of you being the greatest player of all time, or the greatest of all time in any respective sport. Cormier and John Jones, that's another good one. These are rivalries, and the ones who can overcome these rivalries the most will usually have the most success in being at the top of the discussion about who the greatest of all time is. And it's funny because rivalries is the one that doesn't get talked about enough. Like, they talk about it a little bit, but it's not personified. And here on GoTV, we're going to talk about all the rivalries that have taken place in all these matchups of who are the top 2 or 3 guys that we think are the greatest of all time. So I hope you guys like what we're bringing to the table here. Like and subscribe if you're new. We're going to do a bunch of these through the Socket channel. I'm not creating another YouTube channel for this. We're going to do it on Socket channel. And I can't wait to hear all the comments and responses. It's going to be a fun ride. Until next time, adios.